What's good, y'all? It's Ali back at it again with another fan mental model video for young American men, in which I give you guys mental models you can use to be extremely successful, extremely competent, extremely capable, so we can save the United States of America. So let's get right into it. So today we're talking about decision making, because a lot of you niggas are retards when it comes to making decisions. You're just making horrible choices. You're not thinking ahead. You're not worrying about what happens at all when you make a choice. And you're like, well, damn, why does my life fucking suck? Why is everything around me shitty? Why don't I have the capabilities and skills that I need to become accomplished and do things and have shit? Well, you got to be smarter with your decision making. And I even just gave a snippet of what pretty much how I define decision making in this video. So we're going to get right into it then. So how do I define decision making in the context of you being able to achieve your goals? Simple as think ahead. That is literally what it takes to actually make good decisions. There's a little bit more than that, but the point is, you just have to be able to think ahead. A lot of you guys just do not think ahead at all. You just make a choice because you just feel like doing it. You just move strictly based off impulse. It's like, whatever I feel like doing, I should just do it, which is obviously stupid, because the thing is, if you're not thinking about what you're doing, you're just doing, then you're going to get random outcomes that obviously don't serve you or your goals, which is the point here. When it comes to decision making, you want to make decisions to ensure that you're becoming more skilled, you're gaining more ability so you can achieve your goals. Because it's not that you achieve your goals or you don't achieve your goals. You either become a man who is capable of achieving his goals or become a man who is not capable. Because at the end of the day, you're just a conglomerate of skills and abilities, guys. Like, for you right now, your skills and abilities is what limits you from getting what you want. If you had all the skills and abilities you needed to do whatever you needed to do, like save America, like make $1 million, like become a professional athlete or whatever, you would already be that. Or the likelihood you would already be that would be high because you have the skills and abilities. So it's because you lack skills and abilities that you don't have the things that you want. So you want to start making decisions that lead to you gaining the skills and abilities you need to get that. Make sense? Okay. So to explain this a little bit deeper, when I say think ahead, what does that really mean though? Because I could just say think ahead. And you're like, all right, I'm thinking about tomorrow, but how is that going to make me a better decision maker? Well, what I really mean is you have to think in the first, second, and then third order, right? You have to go from first and the second and then third order. So when I say that, whenever you are making a choice, it's not that it's just one consequence. Like, okay, I want to eat that donut. I'm going to eat that donut. It tasted sweet is the consequence, and I ate the food. Well, no. If you eat that donut, and let's say you're not even a fat ass right now, because a lot of you niggas are, but let's say you're not fat. You're like, if you eat the donut, you know, the first consequence is you ate the donut, right? You ate the donut, it was sweet, whatever. But the thing is now, you always have a craving for donuts now. So now you regularly want to eat donuts, because if you've never eaten donuts before, you would never have a craving for it, right? Or if you haven't eaten it in a very long time, you wouldn't really have a strong craving for it. Like, you wouldn't go in and out of your way for it. But if you eat a donut pretty recently and it tasted good and you enjoyed it, you're like, well, now, you know, I kind of like donuts. That shit tasted good. So now you've developed a craving. That's the second order consequence. Now you have a craving for donuts. But now the third order is that you are regularly eating donuts now, because first you just ate the donut, it tasted good. Now you have a craving for the donut. Now you get to the third order, which is you eat donuts regularly now. And now you get to the fourth order, which is you are now a fat ass. Congratulations, you fat fuck. You see what happened? So at first you thought maybe just eating the donut was harmless. It doesn't matter. Let me just eat the donut. But what ended up happening is now you developed a craving. Now you eat donuts regularly. Now you are fat. All just because you decided to eat the fucking donut. You see here. So you see how eating this donut was a bad decision because you didn't think ahead about the consequences of eating the donut? Exactly. So that's actually how I want you guys to start thinking. You want to be thinking in the first, second, third order consequences. And it keeps going, by the way. It's not like it's just first and then second and then third. It goes like first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Like, it keeps going. You know, like a body of water. Like, you know, like even if you just, like, let's say your sink is filled with water, and then you take your finger and you tap it, like it's just still, the body of water is still. And then you take your finger and then you tap the water and you see the ripples go across it, right? So exactly, whenever you are making a choice, it's exactly like this. You make a choice, just like you're tapping the water, and then it ripples all the way out. So your entire life can pretty much feel it. Because even when you get to that, you're a fat fuck now, you're slower, you're a lot lazier, you're less productive, which causes you to not look as good as well. You just look ugly. Everybody, if you're a fat fuck, you look ugly. You're not attractive. You know, you're less productive with your goals, and because of that, you don't achieve your goals as at the same level that you would like to. Because once again, you're just a conglomerate of skills and abilities. So you don't want to have anything in your life that prevents you from having energy to gain skills and abilities. You see? So do you guys understand this now? I hope all this shit makes sense. It's like whenever you are making a choice, there's a bunch of bad things that can happen. So you have to be thinking ahead to these potential outcomes to make sure this first choice you're going to make or this first decision you're going to make is going to lead to a bunch of good outcomes. Just like you sitting here watching this video was a really good fucking decision because now you know to think ahead about, okay, whenever I'm making a choice, it leads to a second order consequence, a third, a fourth, a fifth, and so on. You now know that. So now you can practice this mental model regularly whenever you are making choices to ensure you're making decisions that lead to good outcomes. Okay, let's do a good outcome scenario. For example, you decide to start going to the gym, right? Or even you watch this video and then you decide to start going to the gym. Okay, you start going to the gym and you start lifting regularly. Okay, now you start to develop muscles. You know, your physique is a lot better. And also because of that, because you go to the gym regularly, you actually have higher energy levels because if you go to the gym and you're lifting regularly, you actually develop a lot more energy throughout your day. You know, this is scientifically proven, you know what I'm saying? So you develop a lot more energy. Now that you have a lot more energy, you're actually able to be a lot more productive with your goals because you have more energy. So you can do more work more often on your goals. You can be more productive. And not only that, you're also more attractive. You get more opportunities. People who look better, you know, do better with people, and people lead to opportunities, you know, for you to gain skills and have opportunities in different avenues for whatever your career or your goals are that you are currently pursuing. You see? So just from the simple decision of deciding to go to the gym, you go to the second order of, okay, you're in shape now, you have muscle, you also have built self-confidence. You see, there's so many different things. That's the lit thing about this. Is like, it can be so many different things. Now that you're lifting and you have muscles and you look at yourself in the mirror, you have confidence in yourself. And you carry that confidence in yourself with you outside when you go out and about and do things. You have higher energy levels. You have more confidence in yourself. This allows you to go to the fourth order too. You are able to get more opportunities from people because you are more confident, which allows you to take more risk. And because you can take more risk, you learn more things, you gain more experiences, you meet more people that give you more opportunities. You see what happens here? You see why this shit is lit, y'all? Do you not see why this shit is super fire? Literally, when you just think this way, just by, okay, if I go to the gym, all these great things can happen. It actually not only is it great because, you know, all these good things can happen, you are now more motivated to go to the gym because you're now thinking about all the good things that could happen if you just start going. And now you have the motivation that you otherwise wouldn't have because you're only thinking about, okay, I go to the gym, I get muscle. You're not thinking about all the good things that happen after that. You see, but now you're training to do this. You see, and that's what makes this so beautiful and why it's so dumb for you guys to not be doing this regularly. And by the way, with all my videos, I always say everything worth having must be worked for. So the thing with this decision-making model, you have to practice this. You have to train this. You're currently not used to thinking in the second, third, or fourth, fifth order. That's why you're a retard. That's why you're stupid. That's why you got the spit hanging out of your mouth and you're a dumbass because you're not used to doing this. You just do shit off impulse or whatever you feel like doing. But if you start to practice this every single time you are making a choice, like, okay, I'm going to make this decision. I'm going to eat this donut. I'm going to get this TV in my room. What is going to happen after I get this TV in my room? Well, shit, if I buy this TV, now I have to justify using the TV, but I don't have time during the day to use the TV. So now I have to use the TV at night. And because I use the TV at night, I end up going to bed late and I still have to wake up early. So I'm a lot groggier. That makes me a lot less productive at work or at school or whatever else productive things I need to do. So now I don't have as much output. I don't improve as much. I don't gain as much skill. And that leads to me making less money or getting more skills faster or getting more experience faster, which obviously hurts me in the long run. So boom, I can't make that choice now. You see what I'm saying? Like, you need to be in a position where you're now thinking like that. You practice doing that so you can avoid making bad decisions and only make decisions that lead to second order, third order, fourth order, fifth order consequences that benefit you in your life. Right? So you have to practice this. You don't just, okay, I watched this one video that Ali dropped and now I'm an insane, incredible decision maker. Like, no, that's not how this is going to work. I never preach that kind of mentality. Everything worth having in life must be worked for. So you have to practice regularly doing this and you get good at it. So some caveats here, to make sure. Because I know with this, a lot of you niggas will be like, oh shit, Ali, I'll start overthinking if this happens now. Because if I start thinking about all my decisions like this, like I'm gonna start, oh, now I'm scared to do this and I'm scared to do that. Okay, so this is what I want to explain. Calm down, my friend. Calm the fuck down. In life, you will still never make perfect decisions, ever. Even if you're the smartest man on the planet, you can still fuck up. You can still have things go wrong. You could think you're right for something to go a certain way and it doesn't go that way because we live in an unpredictable world. That's how God has created the universe. Unpredictable things happen. There's things that we do not foresee. And also, your knowledge is just currently limited. This is also why taking action, I talk so much about taking action because what does taking action do? It teaches you real things. Experience teaches you, which allows you to actually be a better decision maker. Because even with this thinking ahead or thinking the first and second, third order, this is just a framework for how you can ensure that you're making better decisions for your life. But at the end of the day, you still need knowledge. You still need to be aware of the world around you. You need to be aware of what it takes to achieve your goals, for example. This is why you have to listen to guys who are ahead of you or who have already accomplished what you seek to accomplish. And we live in the social media age, so you can literally find any guy who has done what you want to do, whatever it is. You want to be a professional athlete, you want to be a content creator, you want to be a musician, you want to be a politician, whatever the fuck it is. There's niggas out there that talk about this shit. So you can go listen to them. So now you have more knowledge, right, around what you're trying to achieve or the skills and abilities you need to develop to achieve what you want to achieve to then make better decisions when you think ahead. Because obviously, if you're more aware of what it takes, for example, when it comes to going to the gym, right, you want to get more experience with lifting. So you have to go to the gym, but you can also listen to guys. Let's say you want to be a bodybuilder, right? Well, first, you need to go to the gym. So if you want to experience how to get better at lifting, you need to go to the gym. But you can also make better decisions around lifting if you are listening to guys who are already professional bodybuilders and what they did and how they lifted and how they ate and how they tracked their macros and shit like that. Like you can learn from other guys while also learning from your own experiences, which increases the quality of the decisions that you choose to make or the decisions you're thinking about making, because then you're also thinking ahead while having all this information, because you are limited by what you do and do not know. You can't make a good decision on something that you're not aware of. If you're not aware there's a tiger in that forest, as some crazy, just giving you guys a crazy example here. If you're not aware that a tiger is in the forest and you're like, well, if I cut through this forest, I usually get to my village faster. Well, shit, the tiger's here and you die. Like you can't, obviously, if you don't know something, it's not like you can do anything about it. So I don't want you guys to start overthinking with this. At the end of the day, in order to gain the ability to make better decisions, you need experience. You need to feel things yourself. Real skill comes from real experience. So you need to still make a choice. Do the best you can. Like think in the first, second, or third order of how you think things are going to happen, right? And then just make a choice at the end of the day. If you think, okay, I've done, because this is basically you doing the actual work. Most of you niggas don't even do the work of trying to make it. Most of you niggas don't even try to make a good decision. You just, man, I don't give a fuck, man. I'm just going. You see what I'm saying? You don't even think. But at least this gives you an opportunity to make a good choice. This is to ensure that you're at least trying to make a better choice and not just do shit because you feel like doing it. You're actually thinking ahead, right? So what will at least happen then, as you make more choices, you have experiences, things either go right or wrong. You gain new knowledge. So now when you go back to using your decision-making framework, you have more information to use to increase the likelihood you make a better choice. Also, while you're gaining more knowledge about what it takes to achieve your goals from learning from other guys that are ahead of you and have already done what you want to do. So boom. And this is how you lead yourself directly towards the success that you want as fast as possible, because you're ensuring that you're working hard to make good decisions. You're gaining more information, both from your own experiences and your own choices and actions, but also the actions of other people. Do not overthink this shit. You do not have to live a perfect life. All of the smartest men on the planet right now do not live perfect lives. They have fucked up. They have made horrible decisions. Like everyone is limited in their knowledge. You don't know everything. So you're going to fuck up. So don't overthink this shit. Just move. Life is a lot more about moving and adapting than it is making perfect choices. Nobody makes perfect choices. There's no man who's reached the peak of power or the peak of anything who sits there and says, oh yeah, I've never fucked up once in my life. Like, come on, let's get real. In reality, there's unpredictable things that happen. There's things that we don't know. So just move, try your best to make the best possible choices and then move. And you'll get better at it because you're moving, you're gaining more knowledge, and you're actually improving the speed at which you can think in the first, second, or third order. So you always think ahead and make the best possible choices. So yeah, man. So that's pretty much my decision making video. If you understood this shit, if you fuck with this shit, if you're like, Ali, you're a literal genius. Now I'm going to be trying my absolute best to always make the best possible decisions I can make. Even if things go wrong, I just learn, get better experiences, and, gain more knowledge. And I just get better at this and my life will just improve. And I will make sure I am never making a choice that blatantly or obviously leads to some dumb shit in my life that does not make me more capable or give me more skills and abilities. Then like the damn video. This is for the fam, for young American men, because of course, if we want to save America, if we want to permeate through all parts of society, whether it be the government, whether it be media or entertainment with an America first, America only mindset, then you guys need to be capable. You need to be able to make good fucking choices. And this is how you do it. So like the video so more guys can see this across my social media diaspora. And of course, I'm making heat like this every single fucking day. So you gotta follow, you gotta subscribe to, so you can keep getting these mental models to make good decisions and also just generally become a much more of a capable man. So with that being said, I'll catch you boys in the next video. Deuces.